Hey pop shoppers, welcome to Ed Rambeau's little corner of the world.
You to me are sweet as roses in the morning. You to me are soft as summer rain at dawn, and love we share, that's something rare. The sidewalks in the street, the concrete and the clay beneath my feet begins to crumble, but love will never die, because we'll see the mountains.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, this is Ed Rambeau, welcoming each and every one of you to my little corner of the world. With Thanksgiving in our midst, this show was originally supposed to be about thankfulness. However, in the wake of the horrific events that recently took place in Paris, giving thanks is definitely something that will have to be put on hold. With that being said, the theme for tonight will be hope. Having lived in New York City during the wicked attacks on 9/11, I, along with not only my fellow New Yorkers, but most of the people of the world, can sincerely sympathize with this unwarranted attack on innocent people, most of whom probably didn't even have any deep political views or beliefs. I just can't imagine waiting months to attend a rock concert I've been eagerly waiting to enjoy, only to have it interrupted and turned into a hideous nightmare ending in a bloodbath of carnage. Suddenly being in the hands and at the mercy of madmen so filled with hatred that they can't see the forest for the trees. Well, once again, it's a wake-up call, folks. It's up to each and every one of us to help create a change. So as my opening song says, wake up, everybody.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more backwards thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There is so much hatred, war and poverty. Yeah. Wake up, all you teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. They're the ones who are coming up and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach the very best you can. 'Cause the world won't get no better if we just let it be. No, no, no. The world won't get no better. We gotta change the world, just you and me. Wake up, all you doctors, make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer and catch all the hell. They don't have so very long before their judgment day. Won't you make them happy before they pass away? Yeah. Wake up, all you builders, time to build a new land. I know we can do it if we all lend a hand. The only thing we have to do is put it in our minds. Surely things will work out, they do it every time. And the world won't get no better if we just let it be. Let it be. No, no, no. The world won't get no better. We gotta change the world, just you and me. Yeah. change the world, just you and me.
No, the world won't get no better, my friends, if we just let it be. To quote the words of the great Hal David with music by Burt Bacharach, what the world needs now is love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you really want to know. Just a little love, sweet love. What we need is love, sweet love. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you really want to know what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. I said not for some, I said everyone. Not for some, but for everyone. Lots of love for everyone, not for one. I said everyone, not just one. Not for some, but for everyone. And especially for those poor souls out there who, for some ungodly reason, actually believe that by taking as many human lives as possible and then blowing themselves up, they are somehow greatly rewarded in the hereafter. It takes either a very simple or sick or warped or completely ignorant mind to buy into that concept, wouldn't you say? I mean, what God would reward anyone for killing others in his name? Besides, he's God. If he wants somebody dead, all he has to do is snap his little finger. He doesn't need any one of us out there doing his dirty work. So to those morons and others out there like him, I say, calm down and relax and leave everything in the hands of the big guy. He's very capable of taking care of himself and doesn't need any of our help. What we really all need is to start believing again. And by that I mean start believing in the little miracles that produce positive things. This next song will give you an example. I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. Oh, I believe, yes, I believe above the storm, the smallest prayer can still be heard. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe. Much to my own heartache, I've always been somewhat of an idealist, dreaming of a world that's pure and filled with nothing but kindness and love, where war is a thing of the past and resides only in the minds of our forefathers. Although it's only a dream, and more than likely an impossible one at that, I won't give up. No matter what, I'll forever continue to dream that impossible dream. To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star. To love, pure and chaste from afar. I think that's the most important line in the song you've just heard. For love is the most powerful weapon known to mankind, and yet, with regard to this powerful weapon, so many of us don't even know how to load it up, let alone pull the trigger. I think it's about time we all started learning, don't you? For those of you who may have just tuned in, you're listening to Ed Rambeau, and this is My Little Corner of the World on oldiesyourway.com. Due to the content of tonight's show, Talking Tom will not be with us this evening, but will certainly return in 2 weeks. Tonight's theme, hope. But in order for hope to work, We must all work towards change. Change can come on tiptoe, but love is where it starts.
Change can come on tiptoe. Love is where it starts. It resides, often hides, deep within our hearts. And just as pebbles make a mountain, raindrops make a sea, one day at a time, change begins with you and me. Ordinary miracles happen all around, just by giving and receiving comes belonging and believing. Every sun that rises never rose before. Each new day leads the way through a different door. And we can all be quiet heroes, living quiet days, walking through the world, changing it in quiet ways. Ordinary miracles, like candles in the dark. Each and every one of us lights a spark. And the walls can tumble, and the mountains can move. The wind and the tides can turn. Yes, ordinary miracles, one for every star. No lightning bolt or clap of thunder, only joy and quiet wonder. Endless possibilities right before our eyes. Oh, see the way a miracle multiplies. Now hope can spring eternally, just plant it and it grows. Love is all that's necessary, love in its extraordinary way. Makes ordinary miracles every blessed every blessed
That was Ordinary Miracles, and as that song says, hope can spring eternally, just plant it and it grows. Place a toy gun in a young boy's hand and he plays war. Place a real gun in a young man's hand and he also plays war, but this time for real. It seems that men never truly grow up by continuing to carry that childhood war game with them until it eventually becomes a reality. Perhaps there's actually some rhyme or reason to all this nonsense. Who knows? Is war truly inevitable? Does it possibly exist as a means of somehow maintaining the balance of nature? Wouldn't it seem a shame to die and never learn the real truth about all this stuff and life in general? What's it all about, Alfie? When I appeared on stage in the Broadway show Hair, every night we roused as well as inspired the audience with the closing song, Let the Sun Shine In. And this next song, with lyrics by Hal David and music by Burt Bacharach, also talks about the sun shining through. Oddly enough, there was a restaurant at the top of the World Trade Center with a name that was very close to the title of this song. The restaurant was called Windows on the World, and this song is titled The Windows of the World.
The windows of the world are covered with rain. Where is the sunshine we once knew? Everybody knows when little children play, they need a sunny day to grow straight and tall. Let the sun shine through. The windows of the world are covered with rain. When will those black skies turn to blue? Everybody knows when boys grow into men, they start to wonder when their country will call. Let the sun shine through. Windows of the world are covered with rain. What is the whole world coming to? Everybody knows when men cannot be friends, their quarrel often ends. Where some have to die, let the sun shine through. The windows of the world are covered with rain. There must be something we can do. Everybody knows whenever rain appears, it's really angel tears. How long must we cry? Let the sun shine through.
When men cannot be friends, their quarrel often ends where some have to die. Let the sun shine through. Isn't it sad to realize that such simple, petty bickering can lead to death? And for what reason? Nobody ever wins. The dead remain dead, and the killers are eventually caught and sent to their death. So what's the point? Why kill if the end result isn't positive for either side? To me, it's a lose-lose situation. Therefore, getting back to our theme for tonight, which is hope, can there really ever be hope? We've been hoping since the beginning of time, and not much has changed, if anything. But I suppose we can't give up on hope and must continue believing, for when you believe, at least there's some hope, even if it only remains in your heart.
Many nights we prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts, a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. Oh yes, there can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracle you can achieve when you believe? Somehow you will. You will when you believe. Oh yeah. In this time of fear, when prayer so often proves in vain, hope seems like the summer birds too swiftly flown away. Yet now I'm standing here, my heart's so full I can't explain, seeking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say. There can be miracles when you believe. When you believe, though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve? You can achieve when you believe. Somehow you will. Somehow you will. When you believe. They don't always happen when you ask, and it's easy to give in to your fear. But when you're blinded by your pain, can't see your way clear through the rain, one still revealing voice says hope is very near. Oh, though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Hard to kill. Hard to kill. Who knows what miracle you can achieve? You can achieve when you believe. Somehow you will. Somehow, somehow, somehow. Now you will. Somehow, somehow, somehow. You will when you believe. Just believe, oh, gotta believe, gotta believe, gotta believe, just believe. You will when you believe.
As the song says, though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. But for hope to exist, and for anything positive to come out of it, we must continue to believe that mankind is capable of someday making it happen. I know I can clearly speak for all my listeners when I say our hearts go out to all those who are presently suffering from the loss of a loved one taken away so meaninglessly in those senseless attacks on Paris. Here's hoping our worldwide governments begin working very closely and diligently together to suppress any more of these ruthless and meaningless attacks before we end up in a total world war, which this time could very well lead to the complete extinction of mankind. After all, hasn't it been said that man is his own worst enemy? Another world war could surely prove that to be true. But, my friends, don't give up on hope. Keep it in your hearts and foremost on your minds. For if enough of us do, perhaps the true power of its meaning will someday be realized. Meanwhile, I can't thank you all enough for tuning in and your continued support. With that being said, this is Ed Rambeau, and from my little corner of the world to yours, here's wishing you all a very pleasant good night and a wonderful upcoming Thanksgiving. Now let's return to Mr. Stu Weiss and his amazing pop shop. Good night with buckets of love, everyone.
Stu Weiss and his wonderful pop shop on oldiesyourway.com.